Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the third game between Lily Vanilli and the AI. Now as Orhan Gazi as the Turks in this match. The AI always plays random, and so AI got the Turk. Now Lily Vanilli got another one of her favorite civilizations in the Gurjaras. A camel civilization, which is kind of a trap, I think, sometimes, because camels are a very good unit to counter knights. However, they're not necessarily a good unit on their own because they have a very weak attack. But of course, the Gujaras have a lot of other great options, so I think Lily Vanilli might make use of those. Now, the map is Land Nomad, so you also start without a town center like on normal Nomad. You have to build the town center first, but other than normal Nomad, you don't have water on the outsides of the map, so you don't need to build a dock. So this means that the Huns in their current iteration are actually super OP on this map because they get a horse and can freely scout the map. Now typically on Land Nomad you have a lot of resources on the outside of the map. That is what you can see here. So you see boar, ibex, gold, boar, pigs, more ibex. So this is something you should note, and so it's always worth it to scout around the very edges of the map. But also there's a lot of riches in the center and everywhere else on the map. So in the blue, of course, we have the AI player who already has found some juicy pigs and has slaughtered one pig and is eating from it. Very nicely done. And this is something you really want to prioritize on Land Nomad. You want to go on food early. Basically almost put everything on food because you don't have a dock to worry about to produce fishing ships. Now Lily getting housed, of course. So you really want to put everything to food. Now this would be a good time for Lily to unqueue this villager and actually get Loom to save up on some town center time. But this is just a little optimization. In the end, it's 15 seconds or something of town center time that you can save by that. But I think in the long run, if you consistently do this, it's actually worth it. Yes, so you want to prioritize food, put a lot on food actually in the beginning, so you can constantly produce villagers and then only later transition to wood. And again, we have the problem of slaughtering two pigs at the same time, which just leads to inefficiencies. But overall, I think it's not too bad. One thing that Lily might want to do in the later stages of this game is actually drop a mill and then garrison some pigs instead of just slaughtering them, because the Gujaras have the bonus that you can garrison herdables, and that will give you a constant trickle of food. Now Lily actually going for super early barracks. I don't see any reason why she would do that. Instead she needs a house. Desperately she needs a house, but instead she's going for a barracks. And I think that's just, I don't know what she was thinking here. It's way too early in the game. You have 8 villagers. There's no reason to go for barracks. You cannot afford anything. Yeah, you can afford 1 man-at-arms, but 1 man-at-arms is not going to do anything on this map, except for some laming maybe, but then you can also use a villager if you really want to do some laming. Now, the nice thing about the Gujaras is that they get the berry bushes, so I think that's nice for these nomad style of maps, because you always have guaranteed food underneath your town center. And now let's hope Lily does not lose this villager. Oh, it's getting close. Ooh, nice save there. I think the Lily Vanilli from a few months ago would have definitely lost the villager, so she is getting sharper, even though she hasn't played for a while, but still the muscle memory is there. Now building another house, being housed again, which gives the blue player the possibility to get ahead in villages quite heavily. 3 villages ahead already. Although I think, yeah, but still also has Loom, so it's really 3 villages ahead. But yeah, still very open game. I think the AI makes a lot of small mistakes, so it's easy to recover that little blunder in the early game. So you can see one blunder that the AI did is this super forward lumber camp here instead of just dropping it here next to the base, and that will give Lily Vanilli a nice opportunity to attack later on. Now Lily also finally making a mill here, so instead of making the barracks she could have just made the mill, but overall it's fine. That will give her save her some trouble later when she already has the barracks and doesn't need to worry about making one. Okay, so I think we're looking towards the feudal age. Let's see what the AI will do. The AI is not very predictable. Sometimes they use the Civ bonuses. They really go for whatever the Civ is used to do, and sometimes it's not really clear. So in this case, maybe the AI is thinking about, oh, okay, I'm the Turks. I want to go for some gunpowder. So maybe AI is thinking about some fast Imperial even, or at least castle drop, and then going for Janissaries. But we will see, or maybe even Cav archers or something like that. But we'll just have to wait and see. But it's just a general note. It's kind of hard to predict the general strategy of the AI. Although one thing that you have to note about the AI as well is that the AI knows what units you're making, and it tends to make counter units, even though it hasn't seen what units you're actually what you actually made in the fog of war. Like even if it's hidden in the fog of war, the AI kind of still knows and tends to make counter units. Okay, but let's think about Lili Vanilli. What is she going to do? Is she going to do for some feudal aggression, or is she going to for a more fast castle style approach here? Right now, maybe it seems more like a fast castle approach, where she goes for a lot of villages in Dark Age and then just skips feudal age entirely. Now she's also making a lumber camp here, which is nice. I just think it could have been maybe over here in this little spot right here, which would fit perfectly for a lumber camp. And she's getting housed again, so I think she just something she needs to work on to get these houses down earlier. Now, very nice boar lure here towards the mill. I don't mind that at all, to be honest. I mean, you could, pro players would always bring it towards the town center, of course. But at this level, I think bringing it towards the mill is certainly absolutely fine. What I don't like, again, is placing down farms here around the mill, and then also placing a farm and then not even using the farm and instead making another farm. But that's just a small inefficiency. In the end, one of the farmers will actually transition to this one, so it will be used eventually. So it's not too bad. It's fine. Now Lili Vanilli also scouting now. If we look at the scouting, that's very nice. She's using a villager. Now also realizing that she needs to build a house soon again at 22 villagers. So she's building a house, which will also give her vision here on the map. And she has already seen that the opponent is over here, which is kind of deceptive, to be honest. You would think, okay, my opponent must be in here, but actually it's just a weird lumber camp position by the blue AI player. Now, blue AI player has a lot of farms already. Dark Age farms, of course, not the best. So you generally want to avoid those and get the farm upgrade first. So typically you only go for like 2 Dark Age farms. Same thing here goes for Lili Vanilli. Also, this farm is terrible. Why not place it here? But yeah, overall it's fine. She's getting up in the farm count. She still got some food from the boar. She's also, I think, on the way up to the feudal age, maybe? Yes, she's on the way up to the feudal age. And she has only gone for 24 villages, but still, I think this could still lead to a relatively quick uptime to the castle age. She's now going to gold. She has some nice wood in the bank. She probably just needs to make a few villagers, and then she can go up, and a few upgrades, and then she can go up to the castle age right away. Some nice scouting here by Lili Vanilli. Scouting the gold miners, so that's very valuable. So if she goes for some early aggression, she knows where to hit. Now the blue player, of course, already in the feudal age. I think the blue player also going for some kind of fast castle, and indeed that's what the blue player is doing, and a very nice build it is. 27 villages. Of course, Lili Vanilli being housed is really the difference here. Even 4 villages ahead for the blue player, who's now going for Town Watch, which is a very useful upgrade. It basically increases the sight range of all buildings, and that means that the houses actually now see quite a bit. So you look at this house, it actually has quite a nice range of vision. But it costs 75 food, so it's not always worth to go for it. But the pro nomad players usually go for it in early feudal age. But yes, blue player already on the way to the castle age. So nice fast castle strategy, and now the blue player is also going to stone. So it looks like the blue player wants to make use of the Turk strength of dropping a castle and then going for Janissaries. Yes, and the blue player going heavily on stone, but kind of missing the mining camp. And so all of these villagers have to walk a long way to the town center. And so this will take a while until blue has enough stone for a castle, and that will give Lili Vanilli some time to catch up here, I think. Lili Vanilli now in the feudal age, making more villages. The resources are getting there. She has dropped the blacksmith, is now dropping the stable, and still scouting around, finding some pigs here on the edges of the map, dropping another house here, still having a villager here, and I think the pigs are getting home, and maybe they will finally be garrisoned inside of the mill. But Lili now needs to make sure that she is able to go up to the next age in a reasonable amount of time, because blue has a good strategy, is on the way to the castle age, and is now going heavily on stone, already 350 on stone. So I think not perfect timing because of the lack of a mining camp here. I think that's just ridiculous. So if you're a human player, just plonk down the mining camp, and you can basically, with maybe buying 100 stone, you could already drop the castle. Once you hit castle age, drop the castle, and then just go for Janissaries, and then I think Lili would be dead here. Actually, Lili did go for a nice move with the tower here, denying the wood line, although not entirely, because there's still some straggler tree. But I think once this straggler tree runs out, then this villager will go here and will get shot down by this tower. So I think that's very nice. Blue has reached the castle age, doesn't have quite enough stone, but will get there eventually. And I think Lili is now also on the way. Lili now also going for the forging upgrade, which is nice. It's not quite clear what she's going for. Maybe this is for her beloved Stäble. Although one thing she probably doesn't know, or maybe that's why she picks the Gujaras, is that they only get the Stäble. They only get the very basic Stäble. They don't even get pikemen and halberdier, so they don't get any upgrades for the Stäblemen. So maybe that's why she's going for them, because then they always stay as the beautiful initial Stäblekrieger. But let's see what she is doing in this map. She is waiting for castle age clearly, and I think by now blue does have enough stone. No, not yet, and it's just the lack of the mining camp that's making all the difference here. Look at all this walking time here. And the castle again costs 650 stone, so once these villagers drop off, there will be enough for a castle, but that gives Lili Vanilli enough time to go up to castle age. And she now is in castle age. She's getting the armor upgrade, and she is going for Shrivamsha Riders. And this is a unique unit for the Gujaras. It's a very fast cavalry unit. It's a little bit weaker than a knight, of course, but it has the unique ability to absorb arrow damage. So this is this white bar. So I think the first 3 arrows that hit the Shrivamsha Rider do 0 damage. And then this ability can actually recharge. So once it's depleted, they can be hit, but then it can also recharge and they can absorb more arrows. And they're very fast. They still have a good attack, so 8+1. And that's why she went for forging early, because that gives them just a little bit more attack, a little bit makes them able to kill villages just a little bit quicker. And now here comes the castle of the blue player, but Lili Vanilli now is here with the Shrivamsha Riders, and maybe she's actually able to deny the castle. And the Shrivamsha Riders are actually very competent in killing villages. If they actually attack them, which they are doing now, I think she just needs to put them on aggressive stance, and this could be a close one. More villagers are being pulled, more villagers are being tasked onto the castle, but I think it's going to be denied, and it's actually going to be deleted here. And that just means that the blue player has just lost a lot of stone, and basically the entire plan has gone to hell here. And there you just saw this white bar here. So the Shrivamsha Riders actually absorbed the arrow damage here, which is why they're still alive. And this one is actually at full HP, even though there were a lot of arrows here. So the blue player reached castle age earlier and had a very good plan. But then in the end, nice play by Lili Vanilli was to deny the castle. And now she's heavily in the score lead. She has 10 villages more And I think now it's just a smooth sailing from here if she manages to not get housed as much. And she's still doing very nice scouting mission here around the map and found more pigs. And I think the pigs from before made it back home, or at least one of them made it back home and is now generating some food. Oh, and there's another mill down here where there's four pigs in here, and that just gives you a very slow but constant trickle of resources. And the Shrivamsha riders are coming in again, raiding the blue players. More villagers getting killed off, and it's just such a dangerous raiding unit. And so you need monks or pikemen against them, but I think pikemen are not even that great because they're just so speedy. And I think Lily didn't even get husbandry yet, and still those units are just so dangerous. I think she could even kill this villager easily if she decides to do that. And yeah, another villager getting picked off. 27 against 42 villagers. What is the blue AI doing even in this game? I don't know. I don't see any chance of coming back here. I think it's just a matter of time for Lily Vanilli. Maybe just drop a forward castle and that's the end of it. Now another town center here by the blue player, so they really like that. And this tower is still doing work. Like blue villagers being tasked forward to this lumber camp, but then they're being shot and then they have to retreat. So all of these villagers, even though they're not being killed, they're still idle. More Shrivamsha riders coming out here, more villagers being slaughtered. And I think yeah, Lily just needs a little bit better micro here. I think she could kill like 10 villagers more here easily, like this villager, this villager, this villager, with a little bit better micro, but it's totally fine. There's so much to do. She also has to focus on her own economy, which was in the end what wins more games in the long run. Is if you have a good economy at home. That's a better long-term strategy than just focusing on micro. Now even getting the second armor upgrade, which is important still for the Shrivamsha riders. Not as important as for other units maybe, but still very important. I think the second town center even also got denied over here. I unfortunately just missed it. And now we see a castle being dropped here by Lily Vanilli. Maybe a little bit defensive. Maybe she's just still not quite sure what the blue player has. And rightfully so, because the blue player has been in Castle Age for a very long time and hasn't really done anything. So maybe they have a big army, and so Lily Vanilli is probably very wise to just not be overly aggressive here, and the Shrivamsha riders really picking off more and more villages. Now the blue player, of course, making use of their superior monk micro, getting some relics home, but still the aggression is just continuing in this. The blacksmith is being denied. That's some wood down the drain. You have to build a new blacksmith. Then the market is gonna get killed. Then the barracks is gonna get killed. We got the castle projecting a lot of power, and then you just need siege workshop and some mangonels, and then you can easily clean this and kill the AI off. So one thing that Lily should do is be a little bit more active with the riders. Swoop in here, check if there's villagers, go to the wood line, go to the gold, and then you can just kill a lot more villagers. But overall, I think it's still very fine. And I think there was a pikeman in here, and you just saw that pikemen are still, they're not enough to kill the Shrivamsha riders. Yes, they kill them from time to time. Yeah, they put some damage on them, but overall they're just not good enough. And now the barracks is even down, so no more pikemen here for blue. And yes, now we have a very nice position here from Lily Vanilli, and now she can just drop the siege workshop. Very nice. Look at this. Castle is finished. Boop. Instant siege workshop here from Lily Vanilli, so she really knows what she needs to do. And this is also a hedge maybe against pikemen. Then she could go for a lot of scorpions, although she doesn't really need that because she can also go for the disc throws, the chakram throwers, and even Imperial Age on the way. I don't know if Lily has ever been in Imperial Age ever before. So this is very nicely done. Maybe it's also thanks to the food trickle here by the pigs. So it gets less and less efficient the more pigs you put in. So the increase is less and less, but still it's very nice. You can look at this number. It goes up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it really it really adds up over the course of the game. There's unfortunately, I don't think, a stat where we can check it, but I think by now she probably has gotten a few hundred extra food from those pigs, and this is really what made her go up to the next stage. Now here we have a nice standoff. We have some monks here and some Shriramsha riders. Neither is daring to attack. The monks don't dare to convert. Shriramsha riders don't dare to attack. They're just having a little verbal battle over here, but more riders coming in, killing another villager and riding out. Ram coming in, but the ram will not be long for this world. Now the first Mangonel coming in, and the Mangonel will just hit the town center. And this is why you want to get a Mangonel and not a battering ram, because the Mangonel is safe. It's protected by the castle, basically. Even if the opponent tries to rush it down, the castle can just protect it. Whereas the battering rams, they need to really go all the way in, and so that's worse. Actually, one conversion here happening on the Chakram Thrower. So Chakram Throwers have very low attack, but they have this pass-through damage, so they can damage a lot of units at the same time, and this is why they are so strong. Now second Mangonel already coming out, killing a villager. Now killing maybe another villager. No, venturing too far forward actually. So I hope Lily realizes this and pulls it back. Let's see the micro here by Lily Vanilli. Will she lose the Mangonel? No, actually pulling it back and tasking it onto the house. No, actually tasking it to the town center. Nicely done. Now we see a university, we see a trebuchet, we see more villagers, we see wheelbarrow in the queue. I think she did get the economy upgrades. Yes, nicely done. Did get the wood upgrade. Didn't get the gold upgrade, but that's fine. Now it's getting wheelbarrow. And I think this is just over for the AI. What can the AI do? I mean, the villagers are just getting slaughtered here. Now the AI is actually having a crossbowman here, and the crossbowman could in the end kill one of these Mangonels because it's not paying attention, not at all paying attention here. All the farms are getting deleted here. What the hell? The AI is super dead, but of course doesn't want to realize it. This ram is also not gonna survive. Now finally one of the Mangonels is getting destroyed. Now we have a trebuchet here, and then we have some Shriramsha riders here in the back, in the wood line. More monks being killed, more villages being killed. Though it's still 25 villagers, so the AI has not managed to get past the 25 villagers mark. And again, you should just put in chat the 105. I think then the AI will resign at some point because the AI has nothing. It doesn't even have a town center. Nothing. And so Lily wants to drop another castle, but where do you drop it? There's nothing to drop it on. This is ridiculous. The AI really doesn't like to resign. I wonder if Devazal had some part in designing the AI here, because it is really reminiscent of Devazal, actually, of the playstyle of Devazal. Now this Mangonel roaming forward, Shriramsha riders roaming forward, killing more villagers. Now we're down to 16 villagers. What is this AI waiting for? It's stuck in Castle Age. It's 16 villagers. Nothing it can do. Now the nice thing about the Shriramsha riders also is that they can dodge, in air quotes, the shots from the Mangonels. So they're basically immune to Mangonel damage. And you can see the dodge mechanic here. This Shriramsha rider has been hit a couple of times, still 0 damage on it. Very nicely done. And Lily Vanilli wins another game against the AI pretty convincingly. I think the AI had a decent strategy. Lily Vanilli had some troubles in the beginning with getting housed and such. But then the aggression was just too much for the AI. Very nice use of the Shriramsha riders. And I am surprised here because I would think she would have gone for camels. But maybe this time she listened to me because I gave her the hint before the game. Hey, maybe think about going for the Shriramsha riders. And for once, she listened to me. Also, she never does it anytime else, but this time she did and she won. So yeah, it's 3-0 for Lily Vanilli in this matchup. And let's see if she can win the final game here. And then she will basically be even with the other players in this group. So let's see what the 4th game holds.